Why are you here? You're here to outwork. You're here to outtrain. You're here to win.
Princeton Open with John VanBrill. Tell me a little bit about your off-season after NCAAs and preparing for this season.
Yeah, so off-season was just really focused on getting better, and then kind of towards the middle of the summer I took about like a month and a half sort of break. I had an internship with a company called Wheels Up. It was a private aviation company.
Is that where you're going to be when you grow up? Something in aviation?
You know what? This was really just kind of seeing how the corporate world works, seeing what Midtown was like, seeing what New York was like, and just seeing if that was the route I wanted to go to. So Coach Pollard had hooked me up with a guy there. He's the VP of account management. He kind of pushed my name through to get this internship, and I did like it, but again, like I just told you, we had went out to the Grand Canyon after that, and I kind of liked the whole nature wilderness thing a little bit more. So my dad builds pools, so I think after doing that, the more I think about it, the more I want to do that. But I do also want to see a little bit more of how the corporate world's like, so maybe I do that for a year. But yeah, a lot of the summer was just getting a little bit of hint of what I might be able to do after this, and then obviously after that internship was over, I was right back on campus, just working out 2-3 times a day, just putting in as much work as I can.
Do you still love the sport as much as you used to?
I love it the most I've ever loved it now. You know, all my life I was planning on being ready to be done by this time, and I was thinking all my life that college would be my last venture as far as wrestling goes, but I do love it more than I've ever loved it before.
What about it?
The journey of it. You know, being able to come to these tournaments, watch my teammates, being able to come in every day, seeing my coaches, just putting in this work. It's just such focused work, more compared to anything else. Wrestling, obviously, there's so many aspects that you can work on. There's, you know, like time management, mat awareness, just so many things that there is to perfect. So as much time as you put in, you're never going to master everything about it, and that's what I love. There's always something to learn.
What kind of self-talk do you have during training right now going into the season?
Yes, that's actually a good question. So Coach Princeton had brought in one of his friends. His name is Greg Chertok, and he is a sports psychologist, and he really likes to work on our self-talk. And it's weird. So I've been working on this thing when we're lifting, and I will. A lot of people before a wrestling match will have like negative thoughts, like maybe I can't beat this guy, or I'm not as good, or things like that. So during training, I will tell myself those negative things. Like if I'm lifting, I'll say, you can't finish these reps, or you don't have enough strength in you to get this weight up. And the more I do that, the more I prove myself wrong. So when I get into a match situation and those negative thoughts are coming up, I realize how little your thoughts have to do with your actual physical performance. So when those thoughts come in, like you aren't going to be able to beat this guy, or you're not going to be able to All-American, I proved myself wrong so many times during training that I know that I can prove those thoughts wrong as soon as I get on.
The doubt never turns into disbelief because you've got the history of believing or making it work.
Yes.
Interesting.
So I'll even start with things like, you know, if I'm walking to the gym, you know, like you don't have the energy to make it to the gym, and obviously I do. So when I get into a match situation and those negative thoughts are coming up, I know that I can prove myself wrong and take on whoever it is. So that's something huge that I've been able to take from that sports psychologist.
You're a junior this year?
No, this is my redshirt senior year.
Redshirt senior year.
Last year around.
So what advice besides this mental aspect would you give yourself as a freshman?
I wish I could have let it all hang out in every match as a freshman and not be so worried about making mistakes. When I go out there now, you know, if I'm worried about making a mistake, you get a little too timid or maybe a little too stiff. But now, since I'm so not worried about making mistakes, I can let it all hang out. And even if a mistake does arise, like a bad shot, or I let somebody in on my legs too easily, I don't harp on that mistake. I immediately think about how I can turn it into my score, or how I can use it to my advantage. So I've really been able to score a lot of points off of even when there's a mistake.
Right. I like that about your style.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the time and good luck this season.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you a lot. Good true wrestling.